Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. It's your boy Chris. Just got my car all washed up, and as I was washing it, I got a text message from Chris. He has the K-Tune Type R, and he hit me up because he has his Mishimoto intake that just came in. Here's this car. Gangin'. And here we go. Here's the kit Mishimoto sent him. I couldn't wait to do an unboxing video because, I mean, who can wait when you get car parts in the mail? But there's the box. Looks like these are brackets to hold the box down. There's the coupler and filter, clamps necessary, zip ties. They hooked it up. He already has the stock airbox out of the car. He already had the engine intake on it, but now we're going Mishimoto because horsepower, K-Tune. And we got the engine intake he took off of his car. If anyone's interested, make sure you comment below. We got this one for sale. Let me know.
Laser black.
Beautiful. Wannabe Type R. So here's a little bit on his setup. There's his downpipe. He has the USR.
Yeah, USR. United Speed Racing.
United Speed Racing. Of course, it's heat wrapped, and he has the front pipe too, right?
Yeah, that's AFE.
Okay.
The mid pipe.
Gotcha. AFE. Okay. Gotcha.
So mid pipe would go over.
Okay.
So
Gotcha. Nice. So this is the first video we actually do on a Type R install or a Type R video, essentially. So it's gonna be fun. We'll get a ride in after and see different intake sounds and how we like it. All right, so we're gonna get going here with the install. I guess Chris said we gotta open up this box. You said?
Yeah, the box. It comes like this closed, but you're gonna have to open it up
in order to get everything set and the brackets
get the air filter in there. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Nice.
So yeah, we gotta get these. It comes with these brackets too.
Awesome.
Start pulling this box off. So we start.
We got a couple of what are those Torx?
So yeah, you're gonna need an Allen. This is a 4.
Oh, Allen 4. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be most of these screws are 4 Allens, except the tiny ones. I think it's like a 2.5 Allen.
Okay, for the MAF.
For the MAF sensor, which Mishimoto did a really good job.
What size is that MAF sensor?
Mishimoto
it's like 4 inches.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jesus.
Nice. But I mean, you know, that's actually not different from the stock. There's a stock airbox right
Oh
there.
yeah, the stock is big too. Jesus, the size is so tiny.
One thing they had they relocated the MAF on the engine intake.
Oh, that's not good.
They did something completely different. Yeah, so
that can mess up the reading sometimes.
Yeah, and I had issues with it after I did my flash.
Yeah.
And I had that engine intake. I had issues.
All right, guys, you heard it straight from Chris.
I mean, you know, basically you need a pro tuner. If you're gonna sit there and flash your ECU and then try to run an intake, you're probably gonna have issues.
It's not gonna work. Yeah, it's not gonna work great. All right, so we got the first like cover to the box off.
Yeah, this basically is this is gonna bolt through to this.
Nice.
And then there's a little rubber grommet there, kind of holds in. You're gonna have to make sure that's butted up against it.
Nice.
And then the air box is gonna be what keeps it in. And then the air filter is gonna be what keeps it in. Tighten the clamp, but we'll get to that later. I'm not gonna worry about that right now, but that's kind of how that's gonna look. We're gonna get these brackets started. A bunch of brackets that it came with. You're gonna use a lot of the factory stuff that comes with, like the rubber bushing that goes in the bottom, as well as the grommets that hold the bolts.
I'm guessing the bushing will be right there.
This one I popped it out. It's right here. Let's walk over to this airbox. I already popped it out when I removed the airbox, but it's right here. It's on the bottom of the airbox.
Yep.
Just rip that out. Same thing with these screws. You're gonna pull these. Probably drop this metal dowel thing out the bottom, and then you're gonna slide these grommets out. Just one sec.
All right, so we got those off.
All right, yeah. So basically, you're gonna it's gonna be that rubber grommet, that sleeve, and the bolt through it. And you're gonna do the same thing for this one here. Pop these rubber grommets in here on these 2 brackets, and then this one is just that bottom one. So depending which way it's going to be, you're going to want to bolt this directly to the box. This one right here goes on the lower front part. It's going to sit in there like so. So we're going to want this one to be bolted up like that.
Nice.
So we'll put that bolt in there right now.
And then that one goes straight down.
Yeah.
I believe probably right there.
Put the lock washer, flat washer. You can really do it however way you want, but that's how I'm gonna do it.
Porsche techs are picky.
Probably just so you could adjust it once you get it in there.
Oh, okay.
But, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Does this thing even come with instructions?
There's like a online.
Oh, like an online. Okay, download for the install.
But it's not as good as this right here. This thing is gonna go on the back. You get this bracket on the back right here. Put 2 more screws in. Yeah, we gotta drop these washers on them.
Take the stock washer off?
No,
I think you got one on this one already.
which one is that? No, that one was different. That one was for the box. So these ones we have to assemble, the smaller ones.
Oh, okay. I see them.
Thought I had them assembled.
They're a little oily.
Yeah, they come like oh, you can hold it. They come like pre-oiled. It's always better to install with a little bit of lube on there. Any raw metal up against each other, kind of want to bite. So
Yeah.
a little bit of oil helps it just slide right on. And they're kind of slotted, these brackets, so you can see that it's best to have it in there and get it all aligned, move it around before you tighten everything down. I'm really not sure if they want it to be this way or the other way, but we'll find out once we get it in. Whether it's supposed to be this way or flipped around, we'll see. But I think this way looks good. Little scratch on there, huh? Came like that too.
Yeah.
Messed up. What's up with that, Mishi? No, I'm just playing. We'll blame it on the FedEx driver. Just the air ducting, that's actually gonna fit perfectly onto this at one point once we get there.
Nice.
Once this drops in, and that's gonna sit here.
Oh, okay.
And that kind of gets the air through the grill and over and
Into
seals
okay.
in the hood and
Yep.
scoops over.
Nice.
Just somewhat of a forced air induction.
Big turbo.
Call it a day. So these ones here bolt from the inside, and this thing sticks forward, I think. So those started here, and then once we get the airbox in there, we can tighten everything down, tweak the box around, move it. But first, we'll just do everything hand tight, just to get it installed in the car, the box. Bushing here, you kind of want to push down and feel that thing pop on. Line up the bolt holes here.
And right there.
And right there. And once you start getting the screws they came with, then you could crank down the bolts that
Easy.
get it to the box.
Is that 10?
So this definitely was flipped the other way. So remember that right there.
The bushing?
Nah, yeah, because I wasn't sure which way it was going to be until I got it in.
Okay.
So this one is definitely
Opposite.
Yeah, it's definitely flipped around because there's too much space there.
Ooh. Make sure you
So make sure
make
that
sure
bracket
in the
is
proper direction. The bracket.
That bracket is going down. You gotta make sure everything fits in right. Don't crank nothing down just yet.
All right, so now we have it mounted right. So make sure you flip that bracket. It was
Make sure that
upside
bracket
down.
is facing
But the bolts
down.
are up. So bolts are up now. Instead
bolts
of
are up?
Well, when you had it that way, the bolts weren't. I don't think you could see them. They were on the bottom side, right?
Right, yeah. That's what I was thinking too when I was putting it on. I was like, maybe the bolts need to be facing up because that way you need to tighten it once this thing is in.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to tighten it
Because
the
it all
opposite
makes
way.
sense, yeah.
And when you got those little hands,
That's why
skinny hands
that's
to
why
get in
someone
there.
told me when I was putting that bracket on, like, it might be the wrong way, but we're gonna roll with that. It looked good for me. But that's why. I'll do real quick. Don't drop that bolt. Drop that bolt and you gotta go fishing for it. Once you do now, and you're good. Just crank it all the way down. You wanna bolt this thing down.
no power tools for you.
That's half home set, you know what I'm saying? So I got some Snap-on, some Craftsman, some who knows, Pittsburgh.
Harbor Freight.
All right, no,
Harbor Freight's the plugs.
it's the home set, man. Where it gets the job done.
So now it's fairly sturdy in there.
Well, somewhat. You still have to. I'm gonna position it the way I want it.
So got one more bolt to tighten, a couple bolts to tighten down.
I'm gonna tighten down the bottom ones. I'm gonna get the neck and everything on there before I actually do these brackets.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just tighten down the bottom though at least.
Cool.
So I'm gonna tighten these right now. So at one point this is gonna drop in, and we gotta figure out which angle is best. I'm just gonna butt this thing up against it so that the M lines up.
What about the MAF? What angle is it at? Is it towards the H of the car, or is it towards the engine? Because like right the way you posted it up there, it looked like it was a little tilted towards me.
Yeah, that was trying to in relation to where the factory one is.
Okay.
It's kind of like right there. Maybe like right there.
Okay.
Actually, let's see.
So that's the stock recirculation valve for the Type R. And then the MAF will go right here, which we have out right there. Down this clamp to the shield for the top of the box now.
First thing I do when I roll up on somebody's Type R and they have a Mishimoto intake, I'm gonna grab that shit. Your shit move, bro?
Oh, if it's that ordered.
Oh no, but it's gonna be fucking clamped on the other side.
Oh,
John?
to here. Yeah, John ordered one.
It's installed already.
Oh, his is installed. Yeah, that's what it was. I knew he had one.
Shit's
Or
installed
had one
already.
coming.
All right, so yeah, then you just drop this airbox cover in. Basically, the air filter becomes part of this, with the MAF housing and all that. So you just slide that right in, clear it over.
Bolts line up.
Set up all them bolts later.
Easy. This is a lot easier than PRL's Cobra intake. That one's a nightmare compared to this.
And then we're gonna grab this
There's
right
the shoulder.
here.
Nice.
This
Blow
is
off
pretty
valve goes
simple.
right here.
Yeah.
Vacuum right there.
There's an extra piece right here that goes to this recirculating valve for the turbo. And that comes in this little bag. It's this little bracket right here.
Nice.
So we're gonna grab this and the bolts that come with it. And then twist that open. Shit's slippery as fuck.
All right.
All right, so we got that bracket out the bag. So this bracket pops onto this recirculation valve. And then you go ahead and take the screws that it came with.
Boom, and that bolts
And that goes to the
sweet.
bracket.
To the bracket, and then the bracket just pops in with this clamp right here. You'd be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty simple. Well, that's a really weird blow-off valve. Well, I guess diverter valve or recirculation
Yeah,
valve.
it's the diverter valve recirculation valve. But it's
I
always
thought it was weird on the SI, but this one's just so different. They really are two different cars, man. So different. It's not just the 1.5 and the 2.0, guys. There's a lot more to it. Couplers going on.
All right, now we're ready to put this thing on. Slide that on. Pull that one up. That over at the same time. Try to get that in. And you can bend this. That's why you left that loose. That way you can just bend this over.
Got some room. It's not super stiff.
It's a nice soft rubber hose. You just gotta walk it over, and then once you get it over there,
Bolts right into that.
jiggle this out of place.
Nice. I like that.
You can't-
I like that Mishimoto logo right there.
You
and on top.
can pop this off with the hose clamps. I left it on because I thought that was a waste of time. Yeah. This thing popped out. Make sure this thing goes in all the way. There you go. Put a little lube on there if you want to before.
Yeah, that'll help it out
A little bit of WD or silicone spray if you have it. I have both. I just decided to go dry for no reason. All these clamps. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4 hose clamps. They're all pretty much 8 millimeters.
Get your ratchet.
Or a flathead if you want.
Or a flathead. Ratchet will be easier though.
Yeah, I set up the 8 millimeter ready for this already. At work, I would have used my power tools.
Yeah.
Just zip these things down real quick. Just till they got tight, then I'd probably hand tighten them. But all this like super looseness definitely would have busted out the drill, which I probably could do actually with the.
Fuck the gun. We're just gonna go straight.
No, you just gotta get started because it was like fucking.
It was all the way out.
Yeah, they had that shit like backed out to the max. These things are fucking locked in
Maybe
there.
you're gonna put it around your head.
Some shit, bro. Yeah, definitely get that thing started.
You should have just got other ones started.
Important one.
Right? Right to the turbo? Well, to the inlet of the turbo.
Yeah, but
It's good.
this was a 12-point socket too, so that's another reason why. Probably want a 6-point socket, get a better bite on there.
Nice. It'll do the job though.
Yeah, I'm going with like, you know, some spare tools that I have laying around. But we'll get the
Porsche tools probably wouldn't work on a Honda.
No, it's all snap-on tools. Always snap-on tools. So they're like
The big hose clamps are all the way backed off.
you might want to grab pliers of some sort when you start on these things, so you don't fucking tweak the fuck out of your hose clamps, just to get them started. And once you get it started, it should be good. That's how you learn. First time around. Always a little rough. Maybe 10.
3/10.
Right? 3/10? Alright, we're doing 5 minutes. Otherwise it ain't even worth it.
You're backing it out, right?
Yeah, I didn't like the way it fucking like
a little closer.
this.
On the back side.
Yeah, this side is close, but this side is not. So I gotta push this thing down a little bit.
There we go. That's perfect.
There you go.
Nice, beautiful.
Clamp these babies down. These fucking things here. This is like the crankcase ventilation. Kind of important.
Yeah, kind of.
This is it's pretty important too here.
Nah, bro, we don't use those.
We want a blow off valve, you just leave that off. It'll
Yeah.
Now let's tighten this box.
So now it looks like with this intake, you got to remove this little housing or insulator clip in cover for the wire of the MAF.
Add that on there.
And then add that.
Probably
Switch it
run that
around
right
it.
there. Bolts back or on the bolts on the box now. Seal the box up and
Nice and tight.
tighten down the brackets. Now that I got everything in position, tighten that down. Luckily my ratchet fits in there. Otherwise you would just need a little Allen.
If you're looking for where you can get this ratchet, you can get it at your local AutoZone or Home Depot.
Oh yeah, I've had this one for about 15 years. It was actually out.
Going good.
It was actually out back. I got rained on, got rusted shut. I just soaked it in some WD-40.
Oh really? And
Yeah.
you cleared it up?
Blew it off, and this shit just started working.
I thought you were gonna say you
Coke?
wire brushed it or something.
I didn't do nothing
Or
fancy.
Coke,
bro.
yeah, Coke will take rust off too.
I didn't do nothing fancy.
Now we're tightening the bolts to the front bracket. You can't really see here. It's kind of a real hard spot to record. Well, there you go.
Maybe I should try to switch.
How many bolts did we have over there?
Count is 6.
We got 6 bolts. We're screwing in the top. Oops. The lid for the airbox.
Yeah, it's
Make
kind
sure
of a cool
that's all
setup.
tight.
Kind of a cool setup they did there. A little 2-piece box, kind of
Nice.
trick. Has the filter, makes it look stock other than the big old
Mishimoto.
Mishimoto sticker.
You get your carb legal sticker, bro? We're in California.
Right? It's got to be carb legal. Gotta be.
And it looks like our buddy Chris is just showing up with his red Type R. We got a meet going. So they're about to call the cops. Scooby-Doo, pop, pop.
Fucking.
Tighten everything down. Christian just showed up. AKA Scooby-Doo, pop, pop. Stop getting scared of the camera, man.
So this is the stuck one, right?
Don't be looking for me. Yeah. Stock airbox over there.
And of course, guys, this is only for off-road use, okay?
Race car vehicle.
This car does not touch the streets. Trailered car, all
It's
right?
not registered in any street, any
No.
California.
Nope.
So now you guys have to say.
MAF sensors going in.
So the MAF was pointing back. Just make sure it's always pointing back for the airflow direction.
Yep.
Connector, I mean, pointing back. and then we're gonna rewire it right now.
I'm pretty sure all this and the MAF housing is probably ceramic coated for heat prevention, for heat dissipation.
Oh, someone asked me, "Oh, are you gonna wrap the box? Lava wrap the box?"
Who the hell said that?
I said, "What?" So yeah, lava wrap the box that way to keep it cool. I'm like,
Oh my god.
So, you know, I guess I could help, but no, I didn't have it in my plans. It's 400.
What size Allen is that? Tighten on the MAF?
2.5.
2.5. That's
I don't
tight
have
and
that on
already in.
I don't have that on the socket, so I just
Nice.
use that on my little Allen wrench. So yeah, now we're just gonna probably
Remove this little bracket off the harness.
I got this random hook tool here. I don't have much equipment here, but now I would like to do this thing nice and clean to save it. So you kind of want to pull back and then turn in a way so that they pop
There
up.
it goes. Popped up clean, nice. And you need a little pick tool for it.
Yeah, this one actually is doing the job pretty well.
Well, this isn't a BMW or
Better-
a Porsche where
better-
the clips are super hard.
Right, better than I thought. Yeah, for some
They're
reason
nice
those,
with the clips.
for some reason those German cars. I mean, I don't know why.
I don't know, man. Their clips are horrible.
Listen, that everything's in
It'll
there.
take you longer to get a clip off.
Pretty
than to do-
fierce.
You're scared to break it, and it's not gonna break. You just gotta get at it as hard as you
The
can.
plastic they use isn't soft like this. Like it's not malleable.
No, yeah, it's true.
This angle. Okay, there's another one. What's going
On
on
the
here?
outside.
So yeah, this is a double right here. This little L is a double. So this is gonna pop up. Pop out.
Nice.
Pop out. So that's why they gave you that extra bit of a.
Of
So
wire
you-
insulation.
You might need some of your own little electrical tape.
Just
I'll probably I have some special like harness tape at work, so I'll probably wrap this with some of that harness tape I have. I don't have it here, but it looks like that felt style material.
yeah.
Not like any of the stuff in here, but usually like the Porsche harnesses are wrapped in that felt.
Gotcha.
This one too. Shit, it might even just push through. If you mean, depending. Now you really need to lift this tab. But this plastic like almost stretches
Yeah.
and lets you like just
Move everything around.
yeah, like you would think that would break. If this was a Porsche, that shit would just pow, boom.
Yeah.
Pieces would be flying everywhere.
I need a new.
Trust me.
And then you're trying to get parts together.
Oh, this would be special order from
Yeah,
Germany. It would
yeah.
take you 2 weeks, and this piece right here would
Yep.
cost $450.
Yep.
This one.
Sounds about right. It's all out, so you can save that
Yeah, save that just in case you ever
in case you want to go back to stock.
And then we're gonna put.
So put that insulation over the wires that Mishimoto has provided. That's perfect.
Might pull my gloves off. Shit slippery now.
Wire tuck. Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So this bracket right there is to hold that wire then. Yeah, that's what it's for then. And we were wondering what's gonna go there.
Yeah. Earlier we're like, I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
Got almost
Not my
all the
favorite part.
harness and tucked. Been a little annoying, but step by step. This is
Yeah.
definitely the hardest part of the install.
Yeah, it's not the kind of stuff I do every day. So if there's a better method for it, I'm sure there is. So there it is. I just fucking wasn't really used to doing that sort of thing. Going back to my own old stereo install days. Back when I was a kid.
Dang, you do see the stereos?
Used to. Like 16 view mirrors and fucking TVs everywhere.
TVs
bro.
everywhere. PlayStation,
Everywhere.
PS2s.
We got PlayStation in this bitch. So yeah, I remember those days. Zip tie on each end. Just make sure you have some
I thought
dikes.
I thought they had brought a smaller zip tie.
This is zip ties I've seen. I would just zip tie it to this existing harness right here.
Wow, so it doesn't even go
I
on
would take
these grooves.
No, yeah, so I'm saying we just step by step we learn. So what you're gonna do is you can always take that whole section out. So what we're gonna do is after we wrap the entire harness and tucked it under the intake, we're gonna get the zip tie and we're gonna attach it to this existing body harness here, where these two zip ties are. So
Nice, that's exactly what it has. 2 zip ties with it.
we're gonna
Sweet.
pull these zip ties right here and pull the harness up close. That way it's right next to that zip tie there. And we'll tie it to the end of this one. This looks like there's something going to the radiator fans or something like that maybe, I don't know. And I'm gonna keep this one nice and tight right here to the very end and kind of clamp it down right there. And then tuck that harness there. And that way it's perfect length to get to the MAF.
Beautiful.
And then we can install our ducting finally onto the airbox. There's 2 holes here. Looks like there's 2 little dimples on the inside that they're gonna pop into. 2 little holes here. Looks like they're gonna pop on here. And yeah, stuff this thing in. Pop those on.
Put the dimples in place.
Get your hand on the inside, and then pull that front lip just to make sure it's the front lip is on the inside. That way everything is nice and even all the way around. There's no leaks. Then there's just the 2 10s that I pulled off. I didn't pull off any of these clips or anything like that. I just swung the thing over and left it there. So all I really need to do is just pull these 2 10s and pull that thing out for the stock one. And that would be these right here. They got a little shoulder on them. Kind of help Mishimoto use their own bolts.
So you will have these 2 bolts left over, and that's the blow-off valve or recirculating valve for the car right there. It actually comes with its own, so you just disregard these.
As well as the MAF.
As well as the MAF sensor.
So now we just need some dikes.
And we're good to go.
It disappears now.
I don't know if I have dikes. I think I might have some in the kitchen. So I always need a dike in the kitchen. No, that's in my junk drawer. So I'm just gonna cut this right here just because for right now.
That's a race car.
It's a race car and it doesn't really matter. It's not going on the road. But I'm gonna really trim that later.
How long are you waiting on this intake, Chris?
I'm ordered this intake March. I forget honestly. Whenever Mishimoto launched the pre-order, I ordered that. I did not order directly through Mishimoto though, so some people got theirs earlier. I went through a third-party vendor, got a discount, and it was worth it. It was worth it. Once again, the engine intake is up for grabs. Laser black. Do got a guy in Berkeley said he was gonna buy it, but
He's slacking though.
it's been about a month.
All right, so here we go on our first startup. Car's gonna be real cold, so we'll get to hear it all now. Let it warm up. All right, so we're gonna give it its first couple of reps so we can hear that intake. Chris is hopping in it right now, and then we're gonna go for a quick ride in it so we can appreciate in-car sounds. Woo! Damn! Rub it for the inside so Chris can hear it. Woo! Sounds sick. All right, so now we're gonna go for a ride in it and listen to the sounds. Race car.
Is he gonna follow us?
Yeah, I guess so. Guess Chris is gonna be following us. Now we're gonna go do a quick pull in Mexico. Oh fuck. Hopefully Christian gets on my ass.
Yeah, Christian's right behind me. Bring up the 3rd gear and then.
What are these cars doing here?
We're here in the streets of Baja, Mexico.
We're in Mexico
Ready
right
to
now.
pull. Let's go. 3rd gear.
Woo!
Pull strong, that's good. Catch the air right there.
Jesus, 120, bro. Fuck.
Walking.
130. Jesus, you don't let off, bro.
Yeah, I'll stop at about 130.
Hooking, bro. This car just
Can't
feels
say
so
it's
crazy.
like super faster or anything like that. I can't say it's like super faster with the intake.
No, but it did sound crazy on shifting because you could hear that bluff. I was just.
Wish we could just turn around, right? Probably.
3 honks.
Hey gang, hang in there for our next video. Remember, like us, follow us, swallow us. Or just swallow us.